Hello and welcome to your monthly You Are The Ref video newsletter. I'm James Gregg, and in this month's news, the FA tackle grassroots clubs after an abuse report. You Are The Ref launch a competition for local school kids to create a piece of art that reflects the football heritage in Sheffield. Tony Philliskirk says he has no regrets hanging up his referee boots for coaching. You Are The Ref are all set to hold the first International Referees Development Programme of the year at City's Football Academy in Manchester. And we reveal who will be joining us in the studio for the Ref Show this month. The FA have put a grassroots club who have been the subject of referee abuse allegations on probation for the rest of the season. You Are The Ref highlighted a detailed email from the father of a teenage match official who was allegedly harassed by the coaches of an under-15s team for the duration of a recent game. Derbyshire County FA, who have jurisdiction over the club concerned, launched an immediate investigation. Now Kath Morton, their Respect Lead officer, is working closely with the club on issues raised. It is an educational offensive aimed at reinforcing the national governing body's Respect Initiative, which was launched in 2008. She's to attend their next committee meeting and a presentation to coaches and parents outlining the need for responsible behaviour towards the referee. The club is said to have a good record and to have been very responsive to the investigation, but will be monitored for the rest of the season. Although charges have not been entirely ruled out, Keith Hackett made the point at the time that allegations surfaced that it's very difficult for county FAs to act without either action from the referee at the time or an official report to the authorities. He said, "I feel Derbyshire FA are doing everything possible in this instance and they are to be congratulated for acting so swiftly. While it is important for offenders to be punished, this issue is also about education in the long term." Steve Nicholson, who raised the matter in an email to You Are The Ref's Mark Halsey, having watched his son Jake referee the game in question, is also more than satisfied with the outcome, as is Halsey himself. We discussed the topic further on the Ref Show with BBC pundit Mark Lawrenson, asking if the Respect campaign had made any impact on the behaviour, which he says abuse of young officials could drive them away. Sheffield City's unrivalled sporting heritage is set to be celebrated by future generations of school children thanks to a unique arts initiative. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for primary and secondary pupils to be coached by the Leonardo of line drawing and co-founder of You Are The Ref, Paul Trevelyan, and to have their work viewed by over 1 million people has been launched. We went to Dore Primary School to find out more.
We're asking the school children of Sheffield to create a piece of art which really highlights and shows how important Sheffield is in that journey of football. We have a fantastic heritage. A lot of the game's firsts are from Sheffield.
The children have been inspired by the assembly to go away and do some artwork, hopefully to enter the competition. Hearing about you, Dan, has been really interesting for them. You know, they're at the age now, a lot of the older children, where they're thinking, you know, maybe I could be there one day.
With the school children who are entering this competition, the biggest thrill in their life can be to be in a national football museum. And if they get their artwork in there, I promise you it'll inspire them to draw and draw and draw.
It was great to have time to actually look at somebody and for him to do stuff with us.
Yeah, it inspired me and I'm going to try to enter the competition.
I feel really honoured to be able to see how he draws and have loads of inspiration from him.
The winning school will benefit from an all-expenses-paid trip to the National Football Museum and masterclass with world-famous artist Paul Trevelyan. A fine leader of the line as a player for Bolton Wanderers, Peterborough United and Sheffield United, among others, Tony Philliskirk took the plunge and had a serious go at refereeing before accepting an offer which has kept him busy coaching at Boundary Park for over 18 years. Tony has said that when he was getting a little older as a player, he began to think about the next stage of his career. So, as well as undertaking the refereeing, he was also doing his coaching badges to open up further opportunities. With a wife and young family, financial stability was important as he progressed up the refereeing ladder. The next stage from the Northern Premier League was the National Conference, and as he was still playing, this would mean refereeing on Saturdays. To be able to do this, he would have had to retire from playing, and unfortunately, this was not forthcoming from any of the parties he met with, the Referees Association, the Football League and the PFA, so therefore his career in refereeing stalled. At about the same time, he was offered a coaching role at Oldham Athletic, so he chose this path, as financially it was the only viable option for him and his family if he was not to continue playing. To hear more about Tony's journey, head over to yourtheref.com for the full interview. You Are The Ref are set to hold their first international referee development programme of the year. The training will take place at City's Football Academy in Manchester in March. The programme includes a full itinerary of development from match preparations, fitness, nutrition and even an attendance to the Man City versus Aston Villa game. We will have more on the development programme in next month's newsletter. Do you have any questions you would like answering from our Question Time panel, including former football player and broadcaster Alan Brazil, Bolton Wanderers manager Neil Lennon, and our very own Mark Halsey and Keith Hackett, and hosted by Premier League comedian Jed Stone? The event will be held at the Walkabout Bar in Glasgow on March the 25th, and tickets are available from ticketscotland.com. And finally, coming up in this month's Ref Show with Alan Biggs, we have Ref Show veterans Mark Halsey and Keith Hackett, as well as BBC pundit Mark Lawrenson, David Hurst and Brian Dean. That's all for us this month. To find out more or to have your say about any of the topics in this month's newsletter, please visit yourtheref.com, and I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.